As I was wondering what I should talk to you about today, my eyes roamed my office and settled on my bookshelf, and it was there that I discovered the topic for today's message. In your morning cup of inspiration, I'm going to tell you all about it, because the first book I saw was Hurricane of Love, My Journey with Beth Wheeler. And in the book, I wrote about 6 summers ago, and we would sit by this pool and often talk about heaven and wonder what it would be like. And in October of that year, Beth went to heaven, but I know where she is. She was actually seeing heaven, and she faced her passing so courageously. Then I saw this book by Rory Feek about Rory and Joey, and they had a child, and shortly after the child was born with Down syndrome, they discovered that Joey Feek had stage 4 cervical cancer, and she actually went to heaven a few months after Beth. But in that book, you find out that she really knew the Lord, and she knew that when she took her last breath on earth, she would take her first breath in heaven. And then I saw The Reason for God by Dr. Timothy Keller. Boy, this book is the best I've ever read about really giving strong reasons why we know that God exists, and how all the order in nature just couldn't have happened from some big bang or some big explosion. And then I realized that Dr. Timothy Keller, the author of this book, is facing stage 4 cancer right now. He has pancreatic cancer. So I looked him up and I got an update. He's actually doing better. His cancer's in check. But there was a quote that really struck me. He said, "I have a new reality of God's presence, a new appreciation for things in life that have brought me joy. I'm actually happier than I've ever been on a given day. I enjoy things around me in a way that I've never enjoyed them before, because I see them as gifts of God." So he realizes that his time on earth might be short. And the theme of all 3 of those books is that one day we're going to leave this earth, and we need to be ready for that and know that we're going to heaven. I want to read a couple verses where Jesus talked about heaven. In Matthew 6:19, he said, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." And I want to ask you, is your treasure on earth, on things that are going to pass away, or in heaven, where things will last forever? And in Revelation 21, verse 4, we read, "He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. He who was seated on the throne said, I am making everything new." That's our hope, that God is making everything new. And that will be a new earth and a new heaven, and we'll spend eternity with him in that wonderful place. Are you thinking about heaven? You know, this world is not our home. We're just passing through. Our treasures are laid up in heaven, somewhere beyond the blue. I hope that helps you to keep your focus today on eternal things. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon in your morning cup of inspiration.